Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today we're going to dive into some real life stories of home buyers who had regrets, so that way when you're looking or you're interested in buying, we'll explore the journey from excitement to regret and valuable lessons learned ahead. So let's jump into it. My name's Trevon and I am a real estate agent with Century 21 in the DFW Metroplex. Buying a home is a true dream for really a lot of people. Meet Sarah and Tom, a young couple who thought they found their forever home. They had saved for many years, attended countless open houses, and finally, they found the one. If you haven't experienced this, it's very exciting. I get it. Yes, there are more expenses sometimes that come with owning a home, but to own your own asset and to live somewhere where you can make changes and really create your own destiny, it really is cool and it really is exciting. So they move in, they painted walls, decorated rooms, and hosted their first family dinner. But little did they know, their dream home had hidden surprises. Everything seemed perfect until the first rainstorm hit. One stormy night, they discovered leaks in their roof. What seemed like a minor issue turned into a major renovation project. They felt overwhelmed and unprepared for the mounting costs, which a lot of these things you want to avoid in the inspection, but we'll get to that. But Sarah and Tom, they're not the only ones. Many home buyers, they find themselves kind of like overexcited in the situation, and there's so many things coming and hitting you from different directions as far as you providing information. you know is the location the right location? Do we really like this place? And with that, the buying can sometimes overshadow the need for thorough inspections and careful planning. But this is where you have a real estate agent. This is where you have someone that's walking you through these steps and kind of asking you questions in a sense to see if you're ready for the next steps that are to come. Which the moment you go under contract, you really want to get that inspection. You really don't ever want to not do an inspection unless you are a builder or like a strong handyman, or you have funds out the wazoo, or you've prepared for this, right? Like you want to have cash on hand if you're going to skip the inspection, because that's the time, especially if you get a solid inspector, that's going to be the moment where you're going to know exactly what to do with the home or the issues with the home. Yeah, so in their instance, if they would have done the inspection, and maybe they did the inspection, but the inspector maybe said, hey, the roof needs to be looked at, and they didn't have looked at. Or like let's say the inspector was like, hey, the roof needs to be looked at, but I'm not an actual roofer. It looks okay, but maybe you should get a roofer out there, and they just decided not to. Yeah, you get a roofer out there, get someone that's a professional, and at least get the cost down in the negotiations. So maybe you can have more cash on hand, or you can get the price down. Get something for the cost, because it'll have to be dealt with. You know what I mean? And if the seller is, a genuine seller, has a decent agent, they're going to know that this is going to probably pop up anytime they go under contract further on. So it's better to just handle it now, especially if they really like the offer. So the next story, Michael, he bought a fixer-upper. He was ready to put in work, but didn't anticipate the extent of repairs needed. He found himself in over his head, financially and emotionally drained. After months of stress and unexpected expenses, both Sarah, Tom, and Michael learned valuable lessons. They understood the importance of proper inspections, budgeting for unseen issues, and seeking professional advice. Well, most of the things you will avoid if you can get a decent agent. And I mean an agent that asks you questions, an agent that's on the ball, communicates well, tries to help you get prepared. But you also need to see the home, right? Even when you go under contract, go to the home, right? Go 4 or 5 times if the seller will allow. Of course, you have to ask and just tell them why. Like, say, hey, we want to hear what it's like in the evening. We want to see what it's like in the morning. You know what I mean? Especially if it's by a highway or by these certain areas that you're not prone to living to or living near, because it could be a drastic change, right? Like for when I bought my house, I went probably like 6 or 7 times. Um, of course, to do like measurements and stuff like that, but also to like look at stuff that maybe I would have missed before, um, especially when I was under contract. So It can become difficult if you don't have the time. I know certain people got in this trap in 2021, 2022, in any market where homes are moving quickly, because you feel like you don't have a choice, and in some cases you don't have a choice because the other buyer missed out on 6 or 7 opportunities. This time they're not missing out, so they're just all out, want a 24-hour response on an offer 20K over the asking price or something, or just a solid offer, right? So you can feel pressured, but the way to reduce that pressure is the option period. Even if you do a short window, just do all your due diligence. Maybe that's going to be a time you should take off work, or maybe that's going to be the time where later in the evening or early in the morning you go to this house and you really want to see if this is an area you want to be in, because this will keep you from avoiding mistakes, and you'll make them. Everybody makes mistakes. No home is perfect, but as long as you're prepared for what's to come, or you negotiate better terms, to that way you have more cash on hand after close so you can fix these issues. There's a lot of avenues to get things done. Yes, sometimes you're pressured, and maybe it's okay to not to rush it, right? Maybe it's okay to not get the home, even if it's your sixth, seventh, eighth time. Or it's kind of like I said before, you prepare yourself, right? You have a savings, you have savings up, you get the right people, the right professionals in there, that can do the job to really give you a nice estimate, a realistic estimate. Because buying a home is a big step. It's crucial to be informed and prepared. Always get a thorough home inspection. Budget for unexpected repairs, and don't rush the decision. Learn from the stories and make your home buying experience a happy one. Now, let's meet Emily. She was excited to buy her first home in a competitive market and determined to secure a place before prices went any higher. Emily found herself in the middle of an intense bidding war. She ended up paying over the asking price to ensure she got the house she wanted. Initially, Emily was thrilled. She moved in, decorated, started enjoying her new place, but soon the financial strain started to set in. With higher mortgage payments than anticipated and unexpected maintenance costs, Emily began to feel the pinch. She regretted rushing into the purchase without fully considering the long term financial implications. Emily's story highlights an issue that happened to many people, and it still happens to people to this day. I believe 85% or more of home buyers or millennials regret their home buying decision in the last few years. So yeah, as an agent, I really try to get it through to my clients, like that that they know what they're getting themselves into, that they're familiar with the area and the condition of the home, right? And it doesn't matter what year the home is built. New homes have issues too. Not not all most homes are, you're not going to walk in and everything's going to be perfect, but it is livable. It is going to be your home, and it is still an awesome experience, to be able to cultivate your dreams and make your home how you want to make it. And I mean, if you did buy at a high interest rate during that time, you're not the only one, right? And there are avenues to get that down. Now, depending on what you have locked in, you really want to speak with a lender, to really see other goals you can do. But are caught in a situation where you bought your home overpriced, and now you're having an issue trying to sell, and you're going to not make money. It might be the best thing to just um, try to make that home really something you like to be, a place to be at, live in it a little bit longer. Yes, if you are underwater, that is a very unfortunate situation, and it is you know we are starting to notice a lot of Americans are hitting that point, especially the ones that got locked in at these bad interest rates and overpaid, um, for their home. So Emily realized she needed to make some lifestyle changes to manage her finances better. She started budgeting more strictly and planned for home improvement projects to increase the property value. Despite the challenges, Emily learned a valuable lesson about financial planning and the importance of not rushing big decisions. She now advises new buyers to take their time and ensure they can comfortably afford their home. And these are questions you also want to ask your lender at the very beginning. Basically tell them how much you want to pay, and they're going to kind of give you the price point to be at and avenues in which that can help, whether that be low purchase price, buying down your interest rate. They're going to be the professionals to speak to that can really help you plan these goals out. Because at the end of the day, we all do want to still own a home. The news does have a lot of doom and gloom, but I really truly believe that it is still a good opportunity. There are still homes under 300,000. There are still homes under 400,000. The market has, depending on where you're looking in the DFW Metroplex, yes, you're still going to face competition, but it's still a great time to buy, I would say, overall, especially if your goals are to be a homeowner. And I'm not just saying that as a real estate agent, considering how low prices have gone down. Now, yes, macro data seems a little scary. The dollar seems to be devaluing. That's a different story. It seemed like the last time anything crazy happened in America, housing prices went, how housing prices sort of skyrocketed. So maybe it'd be good to own, but I'm not a financial advisor. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. If you could just give a thumbs up, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if I provided any helpful tips for you. If you have questions, shoot me a text, shoot me a call. My email is going to be in the description below. But that's it. Remember, yeah, my name's Trevon. I work with Century 21, Mike Bowman. All right, till next time.